PhD. When I was at university, I studied English, German, and world literature. I like learning languages, traveling, and sports. So if you can talk about yourself like this, we would like to hear about you. Maybe. Good morning. Good morning. Maybe Sonia, Vlad, and others. Mhm.
オーディオなしにするんでしたっけ？はい、オーディオ切断みたいなのなかったですかね。はい、ではちょっとやります。はい。
Yes, Vlad, please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Katya. Good morning to all participants and dear professors. My name is Vlad. I'm a PhD student at Poltava National Pedagogical University. It's very nice to meet you all today, and I'm very glad and pleased to participate in the seminar today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Maybe someone else wants to introduce yourself, please. Sonia, Vika. Daria, please.
Good morning. My name is Daria. I'm from LNU, and I'm very glad that despite all of the circumstances, we are all here together to participate in this wonderful seminar. Thank you.
Thank you. Vika, please.
Good afternoon, dear professors, dear students. I'm Victoria Bedova. I'm really glad to see you here. So, how about my hobbies? I'm crazy about learning English, German language, sometimes sports. So, and I'm really glad to see you there. And I want to tell that I also participated in Japanese seminars, and I really thank you so much for this enormous opportunity that we can participate in Japanese seminars, and that we can be like exchange students and go to Japan and explore traditions, cultures, and to make a lot of Japanese friends. So thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you so much. Christina, please. Christina, you're welcome. I think maybe her internet connection is a little bad. Thank you. Miyu, please. Miyu-san.
Sorry, hello.
Hello.
And my name is Miyu, and I'm a Saitama University student. And economics, I'm in the economics faculty, so I'm not measuring in languages or literatures, but I'm interested in these things, so I'm I'm looking forward to these seminars. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Nanaka-san, do you think we can start?
Okay, yeah, please.
All right. So, dear professors, dear students, we are incredibly happy and grateful to welcome all the participants of this year's International Student Seminars, our Ukrainian-Japanese-Taiwanese student seminars, under the theme of Literature for Humanity, Life and Social Resilience. In these seminars, we would like to discuss what literature gives us when we are looking for direction in our lives in difficult circumstances. We will read some literary works from various cultures and times and talk about them together. We are happy to welcome participants from all universities, from Ukraine, Japan, and Taiwan. And before we start, I would like to tell you a little bit about the rules of our seminar. Today, we will listen to 4 students or student groups from Poltava National Pedagogical University, from Lviv University, from Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, and from Saitama University. These students prepared their presentations, so I'm looking forward to listening to these presentations. Each group will have 15 minutes to present their topic, and then after each presentation, we will have 5 minutes for discussion. So if you want to ask a question or make a comment or tell us about your impressions, please raise your hand in Zoom and don't be afraid to speak. And if professors wish to comment on students' presentations, they are welcome to do so. You can comment either during the seminar or you can say something at the end. You are free to do in the way that is comfortable for you. So, I believe we can start our presentations, and I would like to give the floor to students from Poltava National Pedagogical University named after Korolenko. So, please.
Okay, I hope you hear me. Okay, good afternoon, esteemed professors and students. We are pleased to welcome you to the Winter Academic Seminars.
My name is Solomia Kuzhuk. I am a first-year bachelor student in the specialty of Germanic languages and literature at Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University.
And my name is Maria Vorona. I'm a first-year master student in the specialty secondary education, Ukrainian language and literature at Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University.
Our presentation is devoted to the Australian writer Markus Zusak and his novel The Book Thief.
Markus Zusak is a contemporary Australian writer of German-Austrian descent who gained worldwide recognition for his novel, The Book Thief. First published in 2005, gained worldwide recognition, the novel quickly became an international bestseller and has been translated into more than 40 languages.
One of the most original features of The Book Thief is its narrator, Death. Also, a vague and abstract figure, Death, plays a crucial role in the story. Instead of the traditional omniscient author or participant, the reader hears the voice of one whom people usually fear and avoid. However, in Zuzak's novel, Death is not a monster or an enemy. It observes, grieves, and sympathizes. This makes Liselle Meminger's story deeply human.
Why this? By choosing such narrators, the author saw war from unconventional perspective, the eyes of one who accompanies millions of souls without the power to save them. Death does not kill, it merely takes, fulfilling its inevitable duty. At the same time, its voice is filled with wonder and humanity's ability to love, read, fight, and survive even among ruins. Thus, Death becomes both a witness and a philosopher.
When Death tells the story, the events appear stripped of illusion. It knows the future and doesn't hide the tragic ending, but this awareness forces the reader to look more closely at the details of life, the fleeting moments of warmth that persist even in the darkest time. Death speaks with irony, weariness, and compassion, making us reflect. If even death can empathize, what should humans be like?
During World War II, death is the busiest being on Earth. It sees countless dead, gradually getting used to human suffering. Yet, Liselle and her story reminds it of the beauty of life. The books the girl steals symbolize the power of words and memory to resist oblivion. As narrator, Death gathers these fragments of humanity to preserve them for future generations.
In the book Thief, every character is not just a person, but a symbol of certain human qualities in dark times. I have seen the best and the worst in people, says Death, and the novel's heroes prove that goodness survives even where death reigns.
Liselle Meminger, the protagonist and book Thief, steals not out of greed but love for words. Books represent knowledge, strength, and hope. Through them, Liselle learns to understand a world destroyed by war. Words become her weapon against fear and injustice, her way to leave a mark on others' memories. Words, the author seems to say, can save just as they can kill.
Hans Huberman, her foster father, symbolizes compassion and kindness amid war's darkness. His silver accordion is the voice of the soul, a light that never fades even under bombardment. Hans embodies conscience, an ordinary man performing extraordinary goods by staying true to his morals. True kindness, Zuzak reminds us, needs no grand gestures.
Rosa Huberman, seemingly harsh and sharp-toned, hides deep love beneath the roughness. She represents the inner strength of a woman who holds her home and family together, even as the world collapses. Her love is shown through care and endurance rather than tenderness, proving that genuine affection takes many forms.
Max Vandenberg, the Jewish man hiding in the Huberman's basement, symbolizes the struggle for life and dignity even in inhuman conditions. His friendship with Liselle represents hope that goodness and humanity can endure even amid the horrors of the Holocaust. Max gives Liselle a handmade book written over the pages of Mein Kampf, a powerful symbol of good words overcoming evil ones. A reminder that beauty can rise from destruction.
Rudi Steiner, Lizelle's friend and first love, personifies childhood trying to survive war. His dreams of being like G.S. Owens, the black athlete who triumphed in Nazi Germany, is a rebellion against racism and propaganda. Rudi symbolizes innocence through friendship and the lost world of childhood. His smile is a ray of sunlight in the darkest times.
In Zuzak's novel, words themselves become a protagonist. Books are more than paper. They are weapons, shelters, and breaths of freedom in a suffocating world. For Lizelle, reading is a way to survive. When bombs destroy homes, words help her keep faith. When Rudy dies, they help her hold on to her humanity. By stealing books, she symbolically steals life from death, refusing to surrender to fear.
Zuzak portrays language as both salvation and destruction. The same words that heal in books become weapons in a dictator's mouth. Nazi propaganda kills through speeches and slogans. While Hitler fought with words, Lizelle also fought with words, but for good. She reads aloud during air raids, restoring people's faith and giving them brief moment of peace.
In a world ruled by fear, in a world ruled by fear, where any wrong act could mean death, the greatest heroism is simply remaining human. The Hubermans risked their lives to shelter Max Vandenberg, not for glory, but because they cannot do otherwise. Their deed is an act of moral courage, of consciousness-defined tyranny. When most remain silent, they choose to act.
Zuzak shows that even under terror, people still have a choice, surrender to fear or defend humanity. The cost of that choice may be life itself, but indifference also kills. Small gestures of kindness, a piece of bread, a word of comfort, a hidden refugee become acts of immense bravery. Hans, who lifts bread for an old Jewish man on the street, performs a truer act of courage than any soldier on the front.
The novel shows how childhood in Nazi Germany was completely politicized and militarized. Yet, totalitarianism not only suppresses children, it forces them to fight for their own consciousness.
The bombing scenes are among the most terrifying in the book. Death constantly reminds the reader of its presence. During air raids, children and adults hide in dark basements, listening to explosions, waiting for silence. These moments of fear, when every breath could be the last, are interrupted by Lizelle's voice reading aloud. Her reading becomes a symbol of hope. It unites people, soothes them, gives them comfort. Words take on the power of prayer. They calm, fear, heal, and restore faith in goodness.
Books are the central symbol embodying the power of knowledge and the longing for freedom. In Nazi Germany, words became weapons, tools of manipulation and hatred.
Lizelle, on the other hand, seeks salvation and meaning in words. Her theft are quiet acts of protest against a regime that destroys culture and thought. Each stolen book is a rescued story, a bridge to a favored world. The books she reads and later writes give her not only literacy but also the strength to think, feel, remain free even in a fear and death.
Snow and Max's drawing symbolize creative spirit flourishing in suffering. When Lizelle brings Snow to the basement and they build a small snowman, it becomes a symbol of life amid death, joy amid despair, warmth amid cold.
Max's drawing, painted over Mein Kampf, transformed a symbol of hatred into one of humanity and art, proving that beauty can exist even in darkness.
Hans Huberman accordion is one of the novel's most emotional symbols. It represents love, gratitude, and memory. The instrument, once belonging to a Jewish soldier who saved Hans's life, becomes a token of moral depth and connection. Music from the accordion comforts Lizelle and reminds others that goodness still exists. Even when Hans is gone, the accordion remains, a sign of his love and faithfulness.
Markus Zuzak's The Book Thief remains profoundly relevant today, not only as a historical testimony, but as a timeless parable about humanity and the power of words.
In a world once again threatened by propaganda, lies, and aggression, this novel reminds us of the horrors of war and totalitarianism. It urges us not to be indifferent, to see real people behind political events, and to remember the cost of losing moral compass. It is a call for empathy, compassion, and memory.
The story reveals the true value of life, which, as Death says, is always beautiful and always horrible.
It teaches that love is not loud declarations, but small acts of kindness. Hans's accordion, a sandwich from Max, a book read along during bombing. In these simple gestures lies true humanity.
The novel's most powerful message is faith in the power of words. They can destroy, like Hitler's speeches, but they can also save, like Lizelle's stories. Through words, memory survives, and with it, hope. Even after death, the characters' stories live on, for words are stronger than forgetting. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your
We are
attention.
ready to answer all of your questions.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation, girls, and thank you for choosing this topic. I think this book is even more meaningful in our today's realities when the Russian army is trying to destroy Ukrainian language, culture, and literature. Books become symbols of resilience, and books give us spiritual strength. And even without light, even under air raid sirens, we keep reading to each other and we keep connecting through literature. So thank you so much. And I would like to invite everyone who wants to ask a question or make a comment. I can see Christina, you want to say something. So please, we would like to hear from you.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. And there was an interesting description of death. So can we say that death in this book has his own character, sense of humor, feelings, and so on?
Christina, thank you for your question. It's a very nice question because, yeah, we can say it because death in this book is like separate, like totally independent character. And it's also seen at the end of the book when death came to Lizelle and talk like independent person. And Des even have his, because in this novel, Des is like male. He has his own thoughts and sometimes even feeling. And at the very, very end of this book, Des shared one secret with Lizelle. So we can say that Des here is a totally independent character, which even has his own secrets.
Wow, that's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else wants to ask a question or make a comment? Yes, Christina, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you for your presentation. I do love book Thief, although reading about war can be really painful this day. So my question, why do you think the author choose death as the narrator? How does this change our perception and understanding of the story?
Thank you for this question, Christina, as well. We are very happy that some fans of this book were listening to us. We really appreciate it. How does it change? Actually, it's totally changed our perspective, our vision of this book, because Des is very interesting narrator. So sometimes we don't see picture from Lizelle's view, from her eyes, from her vision, but we can see everything from. Sorry, I guess I had that connection. Did you hear me, or maybe I should repeat?
Yes, everything was all right.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for your meaningful answer.
Thank you. Who else has a comment or a question? Julia, please.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. And first of all, thank you for choosing such a profound topic and for your meaningful presentation. And my questions would be like, do you think that words in the novel act more like weapons or like remedies for the characters or for presenting the topic?
I'm so sorry. I beg your pardon. I had some problems, small problems with connection. Can I ask you to repeat your question? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, yes, of course. Do you think that words in the novel acts like weapon for the characters, yeah, or for presenting the topic, or like remedies, like medicine for healing them because of the war?
Okay, Yulia, I'm very thankful for your question. Thank you. And I can talk from my point of view, from my personal opinion. So I guess in the novel, words functions as one of the most powerful weapons, but actually capable of both destroying and saving lives, because such we described in these novels, words they were used in both ways for protecting, but also they were used by some evil powers, we can say it, to like to fight with. So yeah, from my point of view, words they were weapons for sure.
And also, I can say that there also were remedies because, for example, Giselle was reading books in the shelters, and these words they helped people to stay positive and to not thinking bad about the bombing and something like that. And also, she was using these words to help Max to not thinking bad about himself, and she was supporting him. So I think both words was like a remedies and the weapon. It depends on the person who uses them.
Okay, thank you for your insightful comments and questions. Thank you for the wonderful discussion and for the productive start to our today's session. And I think we can move on to the second presentation. I would like to invite students from Ivan Franko National University of Lviv to start their presentation. Yes, please.
Thank you very much for the giving word. I hope you can see the presentation, right? Hello to everyone. It's an honor to be here today with you and to have this opportunity to share a couple of words, right, about our topic. So today we will talk about Taras Shevchenko, right? And Taras Shevchenko, just some interesting facts at the beginning to catch your attention. So he is a famous Ukrainian historical figure. There are 1,384 monuments to Shevchenko throughout the world, and it's the biggest number of the monuments to one person in the world. So that's also an interesting fact. And Shevchenko spent 15 years just for his life in Ukraine, and his works have been translated into more than 100 languages worldwide. Taras Shevchenko was born on March 9, 1814, in the village of Morency, in a family of serfs, and his parents served the landlord vassal Engelgard. And after losing both parents by the age 11, Taras worked as a servant and showed an early gift for drawing. Recognizing his talents, several artists and intellectuals helped to free Shevchenko from serfdom in 1838 by raising 2,500 rubles through a lottery. And he then entered the Imperial Academy of Arts. Shevchenko received several awards for his paintings and became familiar with Ukrainian literature and folklore. In 1840, he published his first poetry collection, Kobzar, and later Haidamaki and Katerina, which relieved his strong national spirit and deep love for Ukraine. And also, you can see here in the picture the translation of the Testament into Japanese, and it's one of the most profound pieces of literature written by Taras Shevchenko. And also, he openly criticized social injustice and the oppression of the Ukrainian people. Despite the censorship, his poetry gained wide recognition. In 1843, he returned to Ukraine, met with the leading Ukrainian intellectuals, and visited historical sites of the Cossacks. The sufferings of peasants inspired new themes and topics in his poetry and paintings. And in 1845, he received the title of artist from the Academy and began traveling through Ukraine, collecting historical materials and creating works full of patriotic feeling. And in 1846, Shevchenko joined the Brotherhood of Saint Cyril and Methodius in Kiev, a secret society promoting national and social freedom. And in 1847, he was arrested and exiled as a private soldier to Orenburg, forbidden to write or even paint. And during this exile, he secretly continued to do this, to write, and participated in an expedition to the Aral Sea, and was later transferred to the remote Novopetrovsk fort. And only in 1857 was he released thanks to his friends' efforts. And after returning from exile, Shevchenko lived in Nizhny Novgorod and later in St. Petersburg, where he worked in engraving and edited his poetry. In 1859, he revisited Ukraine, hoping to settle there, but he was again arrested and sent back. In 1860, he was awarded the title of academician on engraving, and unfortunately, weakened by illness, he died on March 10, 1861 in St. Petersburg, and his body was later reburied in Kaniv on Chernecka Hill, which became a sacred place for all Ukrainians. And also some interesting facts, as I've already mentioned, paintings, right? Taras Shevchenko is a brilliant artist whose talent manifested itself even earlier than the talent of a poet, and it allowed him to enter the Academy of Arts. Shevchenko was awarded silver and later gold medals 3 times for his success in painting. And also, he became the founder of critical realism in Ukrainian art. He was a master of etching, drawing, watercolor, and engraving, and he also tried sculpture and carving. And he created about 150 portraits focusing on the face and eyes of the model and around 60 self-portraits. And his key artistic project was the series Picturesque Ukraine, created in 1843. And I will share the floor with my colleague, Daria, please.
Hello, my name is Daria. I think I already introduced myself. I just want to say you the big thanks for giving us the word, and I'll start from Cyril and Methodius Society. In the 1840s, Taras Shevchenko became an active participant in political life and joined the secret Cyril and Methodius Society in Kiev in 1846. His colleagues were people, I dare to say, the leading historical characters of the Ukrainian history, like politicians, historians, philosophers. The society opposed serfdom and fought for its complete abolition. And Shevchenko belonged to its revolutionary democratic group, which demanded the liberation of all Slavic people. Although Shevchenko denied involvement during interrogations, poems and caricatures of the king and queen found during searches led to his punishment. Nicholas I personally ordered him to exile as a soldier, forbidding him from writing or painting. Taras Shevchenko became quite fashionable after his redemption from serfdom. He was a young man. He wanted to express himself not just throughout his art, but throughout his clothes too. As a child, he dressed like a peasant, but later, as a part of the creative elite, he wore 19th century suits, ties, and top hats. He also had unusual items such as the raccoon fur coat, rubber raincoat, and Chinese shoes. His clothing reflected European fashion, while Ukrainian national attire conveyed symbolic meaning. His style expressed the ideas of romanticism and a return to a national history and culture. Shevchenko as a national hero is a subject of study in schools and university and is frequently referenced in media, literature, art, and culture. His works are translated into many languages and serve as a source of inspiration for many artists. His image and work are constantly reinterpreted, ensuring his relevance in a contemporary cultural life. He is often portrayed in various roles throughout graffiti, posters, and symbolic images. I personally, in my small city, have like a lot, dare say, a ton of murals with Taras Shevchenko on it, and it's also a very important part of our Ukrainian artists opening to the world, dare I say. His poetry is being modernized through music, with his verses being performed with energetic rock music or famous Ukrainian pop artists. For example, Pivovarov and Dorofeeva, his poem Dume Moyi Dumi, or Scriabin. Also, Scriabin is our national hero too, Ох, неоднаково мені та Tartak Kobzar, which expands his circle of admirers. Shevchenko is also in social media. The National Museum of Taras Shevchenko, in cooperation with Avatar Creation Platform, launched an Instagram page using artificial intelligence to digitally reproduce Shevchenko, reading his poems and greeting subscribers. Former Minister of the Culture Rostislav Karandiev commented, "Right now, during the war for our values and identity, it is important to properly honor the memory of Taras Shevchenko, the national symbol of Ukraine. After all, it is all for our culture and history as well as for the free future that all Ukrainians are selflessly fighting for. The poet has always inspired us to victory. His most famous words, 'Fight and you shall overcome,' are engraved in the heart of every patriot." Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation, girls, and thank you for highlighting different aspects of Shevchenko's genius. Despite the fact that he had a difficult life, he has changed Ukrainian culture and Ukrainian literature forever. And I would like to give the floor to students who have questions and comments. So, Alona, please.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful presentation. So I have a question. What did Shevchenko want to say, want to tell people with his statement?
Yeah, if I may, I can start replying your question. Thank you very much, Alona. And I believe that his statement, as well as many of his pieces of literature, are dedicated to his deep love to Ukraine and his hope and faith into its better future, and maybe to remind his generation and the generations which will be ahead of him to love Ukraine and to fight for it, because it's the dearest and the most valuable thing we have here on earth, and that is worth fighting for. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can see that Bogdan has a question. Or
Yeah. We're really thankful for your presentation. It was really interesting. And we have a question. Could you please tell us what or who inspired you to talk about Shevchenko on these conferences? Please.
If I may answer, Shevchenko has been an important part throughout my life. It started with my grandmother reading me the poems of Taras Shevchenko, and then every time we had some kind of essay in our school, I always wrote about Shevchenko. I studied his history. I studied him as a person. I started seeing him more not as an idol, not as a symbol, but as a person who genuinely loved his country, who wanted the best for his people. So I think that's the reason, this building up throughout my life. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you. I can see that Sophia wants to comment, please.
Hello, thank you for your presentation and my questions. Which of Shevchenko's poems is the best for you?
I believe we can share both with Daria, right? Thank you very much for your question, first of all. And actually, I enjoy a lot of them. And maybe Tastament, again, is one of my favorite ones. And maybe Katerina, I believe, because it's also one of the figures which reappears even nowadays in different pieces of art of our artists, of the writers, singers, etc. Because I think that it's also one of the reminders why we should treat Ukrainian culture and Ukrainian people more nowadays. And I believe that it's one of the lessons which Taras Shevchenko inserts in his poems, and that is why I would choose these both of them. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer.
My favorites, I can definitely tell that it's Katharina and Vidma, the witch. The witch is not quite as popular as the other ones, but I really do enjoy how Taras Shevchenko portrays women in his poems. He just does it with such care, and I really do enjoy seeing his female characters act. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, girls. I can see that Kai has a question. Kai-san, please.
Yes, can you hear me? Thank you for your presentation. I was so surprised to hear that Shevchenko kept writing his works under such severe circumstances. I think during his captivity, his life changed drastically compared to the normal times. So it's its influence appeared in the works within during the time as a prisoner of war.
I'm sorry, can you please repeat your question? I didn't quite catch that.
Its influence of being captives of the working as a soldier appear in the works within during the time as a prison.
Is it right that you're asking about the influence of his times during being captive, right, as a soldier? Is it the one?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, actually, from my point of view, at first, thank you very much for your question. I believe that yes, and one of the most influencing things about this, I believe that it's it also gave him this feeling that he needs to defeat his values and his principles, and to share it with others, and to share it in his writings and his paintings. And I can see that it's also visible in his pieces of work, right? In literature, in paintings. And I believe that it's also important nowadays for people to see that Taras Shevchenko was in those harsh times, but he still was fighting for being heard, even if he was forbidden to. And somehow it also gives us this inspiration to be strong enough to keep going with our fight today. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer.
I think I want to add that my literature teacher one time told me that while Taras Shevchenko was in captivity, he hid little pieces of paper into his boots and a little pieces of chalk into his boots just to continue writing. I think that's the most inspirational part for me from here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daria and Maria, for your great presentation. Thanks to the students for the lively discussion. And I think we can continue. So perhaps if students from Tokyo University of Foreign Studies would like to give their presentation, I would like to give the floor to you. So Kumiya-san, if your students are ready, please.
Yeah. Sora-san, please start your presentation.
Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see your presentation very well.
Thank you. Hello everyone. My name is Sora Suzuki, and today I will be presenting on Night on the Milky Way, the train. Sorry. One of the most significant works by Kenji Miyazawa. At first glance, this story seems to be a simple fantasy about a boy who board a mysterious train. However, the deeper we look, the more we find that it explores profound themes: life, death, spirituality, and the meaning of true happiness. In my presentation, I will introduce the author, give you a summary of the story, highlight previous leads, and finally discuss my own conclusion about why this work continues to resonate so deeply with readers of all ages. And next, I will introduce the author of this book. Kenji Miyazawa was born in 1896 in Hanamaki, Iwate, a rural area surrounded by mountains. Growing up in this natural environment strongly shaped his imagination, and many of his works describe stars, planets, weather, and geological elements. Beside being a writer, Miyazawa was a teacher who devoted himself to agricultural education. He believed that science, literature, and spirituality were all connected, which is why his works often mix natural description with philosophical ideas. He was also deeply influenced by Nichiren Buddhism, in Japanese, Nichiren-kyo. I think his belief in compassion, self-sacrifice, and happiness for all people appears repeatedly throughout his stories and poems. This worldview became extremely important when analyzing Night on the Milky Way train. Even though he did not touch much recognized while alive, his works later gained most respect. Today, he is considered one of the most influential writers in Japanese modern literature, and many of his ideas continue to inspire readers and researchers. And his other work, for example, his other works, I will not give into the lane. It is poem in Japanese, Ame ni mo makezu. And other works, the restaurant of many odors in Japanese, Chumon no Yoriten, etc. And next, let me now explain this story. The protagonist, Giovanni, is a lonely boy who works after school to support his sick mother. Because of this, he is often misunderstood and understood by classmates, which creates a deep sense of isolation. His only true friend is Campanella. On the night of the Star Festival, Giovanni suddenly finds himself on a mystical train traveling across the Milky Way. He is unsure if this is a dream, an illusion, or another world, but the train allows him to escape from the hardship of his daily life. During the journey, Giovanni and Campanella encounter various passengers. For example, children who died in a shipwreck, a hunter with a bird, and scholars who explain astronomical phenomena. Each conversation reveals different ideas about life, death, and the universe. As the train continues, Giovanni begins to understand what it means to care for others and what true happiness might look like. But towards the end, he realized that Campanella has disappeared from the train. When Giovanni returns to the real world, he learned that Campanella died, saving another child from drowning. This ending is deeply emotional. Giovanni must accept the reality of loss and continue living, carrying the lessons he learned from the journey. Next, I will introduce previous research. One major interpretation focuses on the theme of self-sacrifice. The Scorpion Fire episode is often seen as the symbolic heart of the story. The scorpion regrets living only for himself and decided to burn his body to give light to the other. This message is strongly connected to Buddhist ideas of giving a compassion. Campanella's death mirrors this idea. He sacrifices himself to save another child, demonstrating that true happiness may come from helping others rather than living for oneself. Miyazawa's poem, I'll show their example. For example, I will give into the lane. Ame ni mo makezu also describes an ideal selfless person, and scholars have pointed out that both works share the same worldview. The connection between literature and the other's personal beliefs become clearer through this analysis. Next, another research perspective examines Giovanni's physiological growth. Throughout the journey, Campanella introduced philosophical ideas and guides Giovanni toward a deeper understanding of happiness. Giovanni's emotional experiences, for example, loneliness, self-awareness, confusion, and eventual maturity, represent a universal progress shared by many young people. This university explains why the story is loved across different cultures. Even though the setting is fantastical, their emotional care is something leaders can relate to regardless of age or nationality. And at the last, another important interpretation focuses on the motif of milk. Milk appears several times in the story as a symbol of maternal warmth and salvation. In the final version of this book, Giovanni holds milk for his sick mother as he returns to the real world. And this image represents emotional support, healing, and the idea of being protected by a maternal presence. Many researchers connected this motif to Miyazawa's personal life. He had a very close relationship with his sister named Toshi, who died young. Her death left a deep emotional impact on him, and her absence is believed to be reflected in Giovanni's loss of Campanella. And this is references of this previous research. And last, in conclusion, I'm sorry. In conclusion, while Night on the Milky Way train appears to be a fantasy story about Giovanni's clothes, it also contains profound themes that go far beyond children's literature. Life, this self-sacrifice, maternal love, and universal happiness, all of these complex ideas and woven into the narrative. These themes are challenging even for adults, which is why this story has such a lasting emotional power. Furthermore, by reading previous research, we can see that Miyazawa's personal worldview, his Buddhist beliefs, his compassion for others, and his painful experiences of losing his sister strongly shape this story. For these reasons, I believe this work should not be viewed simply as a children's coming of age story, but as a philosophical and emotional piece of literature that invites deep reflection. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Sora-san. I think the story that you chose is both profound and touching. I have never heard of this story, but now I would like to read it. So thank you for introducing us to Kenji Miyazawa's work. Thank you. And now I would like to give the floor to students who have questions or comments. So Vika, please.
So, Suzuki-san, thank you so much for your informative and really marvelous presentation. It was really interesting to listen about Milky Way, about its story, about self-sacrifice and saving true friends. We must really appreciate the friendship, in my opinion, and appreciate all the perfect moments that we spend time together. So, thank you so much for this amazing research. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you, Vika. I think Elena has a comment or a question.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. We're very thankful. And my question is, what do you like the most about this book?
Miss Rory, one more time, please.
Sure. My question is, what do you like the most about this book?
I like, but you said like what scene I like the best, right?
Yeah, yes.
Thank you. I like the best scene, which about Scorpion Fire story. It is emotional story and it connect. I said before it connected to Campanella's death. It is. I'm surprised that after reading previous search, so I like the best that scene.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ruslana, please.
Hello. I thank you very much your presentation. I don't have a question. I just want to thank you for the story. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you. Ola, please.
Yes, first of all, I wanted to thank you for such an informative and really interesting presentation. I was really listening to it very carefully, and I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, what role does journey play in forming Giovanni's character? What impact does it have on him?
I think it's difficult question, but what? I think Campanella's this is the most impact for Giovanni on his goals because Campanella is the I think is a friend of him of his friend who he respect. So I think so company that this is their most impact for him, I think. Is it okay?
Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you. Alexandra, please.
So, hello everyone, and thank you, Sora-san, for your for your wonderful presentation. I really enjoyed listening to it. And I have just one small question. Your general opinion on this book, how do you like it, and would you recommend it to everyone?
I'm sorry, one more time, please. My internet connection is bad, I think.
Yeah, sure. It's okay. So your general opinion on this book, and would you like to recommend this book to everyone?
Thank you. Thank you for your question. I think general opinion. I think I'm sorry. What? I recommend this book because I think when I was a child, I think I read this book before, but after that, I as I grew up, I read this book. I can feel other. I can understand other opinion from previous reach or from my
I'm sorry, experiences. So I recommend this book.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Maria, please.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't have any questions, but I want to say thank you one more time. Thank you for your presentation. It was really insightful and enjoyable. And actually, this is the first time I have heard of this book and the author, and I will definitely add them to my reading list. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you, Maria. And Miyu-san, please.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. And I have a question. Miyazawa Kenji often write in his literature, main person of the story often sacrifice himself, and so why he often write such person? Can you can you understand?
Okay, I understand. Thank you for your question. I think it is written by previous research. Kenji Miyazawa believe Hokekyo in Japanese, I think. Do you know that? It is Buddhist. He is Buddhist, so I don't know their belief of Hokekyo are a lot, but I think it connected to his character from I think from his Buddhist belief. Can you understand that? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your wonderful questions and comments. Thank you, Sora-san, for your presentation. And Nanaka-san, if students from Saitama University are ready, I think we can invite them to speak.
Okay, thank you, Sato-san. So, as a student of Saitama University, Aina Kobayashi-san is going to talk about Little Prince. Yeah, please. So,
Hello everyone, I'm Aina Kobayashi. I'm sorry. I'll talk about the adaptation study to brains. I'm fourth year student from Saitama University. This presentation covers two main topics. First, I will discuss The Little Prince, beloved worldwide, focusing on its illustrations. Next, while introducing adaptations, I'd like to explore the characteristics and appeal of adaptations of The Little Prince. Why The Little Prince needs pictures? One reason is that this book was originally written in response to a request for a children's book for Christmas. In fact, in Japan, it is recommended for readers in elementary school and above. Another important point is that it allows readers to see the drawing of an elephant swallowed by a boa constrictor. This drawing is significant because it reveals the sensibilities of the two characters. To the adults, it looks like nothing more than a hat, while the pilot and the little prince recognize what is depicted. The presence of illustrations reduces the need for explanatory words, allowing the story to be told in concise language. This makes the story feel like a single poet, making the story itself, the book itself, feel like one treasure. Furthermore, a consistent image of the characters across the world is created, which becomes a great source of motivation when creating adaptations. The Little Prince was published in 1943, even after more than 50 years had passed since its author. Saint-Exupéry was believed to have died in 1944, and even after its copyright expired, it continues to be cherished, attracting new readers alongside various adaptations. Next, I'd like to introduce several works selected from among the many adaptations. This musical film is highly praised for its charm and beauty. Particularly popular are the prince and the characters' unique performances, along with Stefan Werner's adorable charm. Viewers also note that music is enjoyable to listen to and the visuals are beautiful. Its faithful adaptation of the original work is also highly regarded, with the story seeming true to the book's worldview. The uniquely human portrayal of the rose and the fox is memorable and impressive, making this a truly heartfelt masterpiece. This animated film was made in 2015. It features a 9-year-old girl who spends her days studying after becoming friends with an elderly pilot who is the original character. She encounters the story of the Little Prince. To help the pilot, who has fallen ill, she sets out on a journey to find the Little Prince. Creating a feature-length animation based on a work beloved and cherished worldwide is a monumental challenge, one that feels all the more daunting the more beloved the source material is. To the question, how can we adapt this into a film without damaging the original? Director Mark Osborne offered this answer, not by expanding the original, but by embracing it. The world of the Little Prince, narrated by the old pilot and imagined by the girl, remains true to motion animation. Meanwhile, the real world where the girl and the old pilot live is constructed using immersive CG animation. This hybrid animation technique creates a dual-layered world based on these two distinct approaches. Character designer Peter De Sevel, who has worked on major animated films such as Disney productions. He spoke about the little prince's expression as follows. I've always noticed that the prince has a bit of a sad and world-weary atmosphere. That's an element that you don't usually see in anime movies where children play the main roles. So many of his paintings I make are a bit melancholic, but at the same time, the prince has a curious and enchanted charm. He is also a person who finds beauty in the little things. I tried to include those subtle elements when I painted him. In CG animation depicting the real world, our character reads a paper storybook and enters a stop-motion world created from paper and clay. Transforming the 2D world of the original illustrations into 3D is no simple task. For instance, in the novel's illustrations, the prince's car often floats mysteriously in mid-air, as if perpetually caught in a breeze. In the animated world, wind itself is treated as a character present within the scene, and the prince's scarf's movement was created accordingly. Throughout the animation process, the original illustrations were meticulously observed and imagined. Yes. There are over 13 picture books related to the Little Prince available in Japan. These include series featuring different exported scenes, as well as single volumes that simply summarize the original story. They are designed for children who may find the original text difficult to read. They also allow adults who have read the original to rediscover the charm of the Little Prince. Introducing a picture book series, here are recommended for children ages 2 to 3 and from left to right, a book about the Little Prince and the planet he lives on. The next one is a book about the Little Prince's life on his planet. The third one is a book about the characters in the Little Prince. And a book for the right is a book for learning count. Finally, I'd like to introduce one children's picture book. A new picture book inspired by The Little Prince, created by a British poet and illustrator duo. Its charm lies in the delicate sensibility and the grand world view of two emerging female artists. The carefully selected words across its 32 pages have earned praises for providing an experience close to reading the original work and being perfect for a child's first encounter, with cumulative sales exceeding 70,000 copies. While the final scene with the snake and the famous lines from the original are skipped, the light-hearted narration maintains a warm overall atmosphere. This book unfolds through the fantastical illustrations of British artist Sarah Machine. Each piece captivates readers with its gentle, dreamlike quality. It's a charming picture book that delights simply by looking at it. I hope, the Japanese translator Yumiko Fukumoto says, I hope that the children who enjoyed this picture book will love reading The Little Prince when they grow up. And pop-up picture books using the same text have also been created. I talk about copyright and trademark rights. And decades after author Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's death, his copyright expired, allowing anyone to use the original text and the illustrations. However, the Saint-Exupéry Rights Administration Office holds the trademark rights, so obtaining their official authorization is required for commercial use. Furthermore, the copyrights for translated works have not expired. Therefore, the translators retain rights to the text translated into each respective language. Here is my presentation summary. The fact that people worldwide know the original work and share a common visual image makes creating adaptations of The Little Prince was incredibly challenging and deeply rewarding. The universal, profound message and the beautiful worldview of The Little Prince must move many hearts and inspire creative passion. The joy of experiencing The Little Prince lies in each person interpreting the original's intent through its illustrations and texts, incorporating that understanding into adaptations, sharing what they felt from the story, and revisiting it many times throughout life. Please revisit it, either different translators' version or explore adaptations to discover something new. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Aina-san. The Little Prince is a very kind and humane story that touches the hearts of people from all over the world. And I think the illustrations you chose were really beautiful. So thank you so much. If anyone has a comment or a question, please, you are welcome. I think Ivan has a question.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. It was really interesting and exciting. So my question is, why The Little Prince is so popular in Japan? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I don't know about that. Only in I think one in past someone read The Little Prince, and many readers love The Little Prince, and then they try to recommend next generations. So that is the reason why many people read The Little Prince and love that.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Okay.
Thank you. Alona, please.
Thank you for your beautiful presentation. And my question was, what did you like the most in this book?
Thank you for your question. I like the the Little Prince and Pirate speak and sorry, speak, not speak. I like the scene that Little Prince told to the pirate, please write a sea picture, and the pirate write just one box, and in the box there is a sheep. The scene is my best scene. I like the scene.
Thank you.
Thank you. Elizaveta, please.
Yeah, thank you so much, girls, for this wonderful presentation about the adaptation of The Little Prince. So it's one of my favorite works, and I liked how you showed the many themes and messages that appear in different versions. And the book had a huge influence on society when it first appeared, and thanks to this adaptation, it continues to inspire people even today. So my question is, which adaptation of The Little Prince do you think represents the original book story the best, and why? Thank you.
So, thank you. Your question is, which is the most most truth to the original book in your adaptations? Honestly, I didn't watch the musical, but I read the customer reviews, and many viewers said the musical cinema is the very is the most suits to the original.
Etty, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. And Ruslana, please.
Hello, thank you so much. The beautiful presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Natalia, please. Can you turn on your microphone? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. You reminded us of the book's deep message about what truly matters, love, responsibility, and sin with the heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha. And I think Victoria wants to say something, please.
Hello. I wanted to ask a question. Thank you for your presentation. It was a very interesting and general beautiful presentation. So I wanted to ask, in your opinion, which version of the story do you enjoy more? The original book or its film or animated adaptations?
Thank you for your question. I enjoy the original book is the most because I can't read in French or I can't enjoy in English. I can only read in Japanese, so I I and for this presentation, I read the Little Prince in Japanese for 3 versions, and several version has the different phrases or words. So I want to read more version in Japanese. So I like the original version. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you, Vika. Thank you, Aina-san. I would like to thank all the students who prepared their presentations today. I think you inspired all of us, and I think today's session was very interesting. And if professors want to say a few words and give their comments and impressions, we would like to hear from you. So please, you're welcome.
I would like to say many thanks to all participants from all universities from Japan and Ukraine and from Taiwan. Thank you so much. I really liked your presentations, and let's continue our conversation on the next sessions and on the round table. Thank you so much.
Lydia-san, please.
Thank you, all the speakers, for the insightful and engaging presentations and for the lively discussion. I wish us inspiration and success in our future sessions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think today PNP, the students read a splendid presentation about book thief. It's an important topic to investigate the contemporary literature. And Lviv students, of course, read also a wonderful presentation about Shevchenko. Shevchenko is a national poet, and national literature is a very important theme of this seminar. So thank you very much. And I would recommend to Ukrainian students to read some translations of Kenji Miyazawa, because Kenji Miyazawa is a national writer everyone not only respect but also love. Yeah. So very he is a vivid. He is now being loved writer. Yeah, and I would appreciate the effort of Aina-san, because the adaptation is a very good topic of investigation. Thank you very much.
And from me, thank you for wonderful presentations. And after listening to everyone's presentation today, I felt that for writers, foreign countries are an important source of inspiration. For example, what I heard that the author Max Zusak is an Australian writer, but he chose Nazi Germany as a setting for his novel. And about Kenji Miyazawa, and Giovanni and Campanella are European names. Kenji Miyazawa set his works in foreign countries, even though he never once traveled abroad. And about the Little Prince, when we Japanese think of the visual image of protagonist from the Little Prince, we always picture a blonde European-looking boy. And if I talk about Taras Shevchenko, Shevchenko is a national poet of Ukraine and a very important figure for the Ukrainian people. but his poetry were to move people all over the world as well. So when creating, I believe, when creating, writers and artists always keep their hearts open to the world, no matter how stifling the times they live it may be. Yeah. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. We are very grateful to Professor Nikolenko, Professor Matsevko-Bekerska, Professor Nanaka, Professor Komiya for their support and for their insightful comments. And we are grateful to all the presenters and listeners of our today's session. And we will continue our seminars on the 16th of December of this year. So thank you so much for being with us today, for speaking and listening, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a nice day, evening.